Make a bow to a king, but I've evolved. You can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speak in the God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest and storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages, envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket in Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scream. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Party people in the place to be. What's good, y'all? It's the day after. Selly is in the building. DSJ is in the building. Pudge Nice is in the building. Yo, let's talk this Knicks talk the way that we like to have this Knicks talk to us. Let's get that energy up. Let's go, party people. Let's go. Man, so the New York Knicks lost to the Brooklyn Nets last night. So what? I'm over it. Right? And I know by the thumbnail, yo, we need answers, right? Yes, the Knicks need answers. Right? Listen, man. Am I frustrated with these Knicks? Yes, and I'm frustrated with Tom Thibodeau. Am I frustrated with just Tom Thibodeau? No, I'm frustrated with this front office. Will Salkin is in the building. Miss Geraldine. How you doing? Miss Geraldine, how the bowling going? Man, DSJ says we deserve better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kerry Cox is in the building. Man, Knicks fans deserve better, man. We deserve answers. We need answers. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was hot last night. All Future Media is in the building. Bim-a-lim-a-lim-a-lim-a-lim. All Future Media is in the building. Yo, we need answers, man. We need answers, man. Yeah, I ain't just gonna play us like that and get out here and give us the same You know, our energy, we didn't match their energy. They came out, they hit a lot of tough shots. You know, but now I don't want to hear that no more. That's the same thing you say every time. Anthony Alvarado is in the building. Yo, Double A says, this is deeper than RJ being inconsistent. This is deeper than Randall not passing the ball. This is deeper than Tibbs. This office is rotten from the core, and it showed yesterday. Double A, I agree with you. You mind if I call you Double A? AJ Bula is in the building. AJ Bula says, I give it one more blowout loss before Tibbs is out of here. Kerry Cox is like, yo, bless everyone. Oh, I'm sorry, not that one. Not that one. Let me see. Reading is fundamental, Uncle Freezy. Uncle Freezy, reading is fundamental. Kerry Cox says SGA looking more attractive at the moment. Yo, Cox, I've been saying it for a minute. The Knicks should have got SGA before the season started. And now every game that he plays, his value is going up and up and up. The more this kid plays and shows off what he can do, the more his value, market value goes up and up and up. Miss Geraldine says, we didn't rock Tuesday. Oh, you worked as a poll voter. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Miss Geraldine, my mom did the same thing. My mom did the same thing. She did the same thing. It's our duty. That's a topic for something else, but that's our duty. We do that. My mom called me. She told me last week. She was like, "Yes, I'm going out there. I'll be out there from 6 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night," and she did that. Double A says his value is similar to Donovan Mitchell. Some may even say more than Mitchell due to SGA age and defensive ability. Bim. We need answers, y'all, because listen, when I was watching the game yesterday, I was ready to blame Randall for everything, and then I saw how he played yesterday, and I was like, you know what? This is not a Randall thing. This is not a Randall thing, man. This is bigger than Randall. This is bigger than Randall. Wacko! Wacko was in the building. Wacko says SGA is very expensive. 6 for A. And Wacko, guess what? He wouldn't have been that expensive if they did it after they failed with Donovan Mitchell. Ed Winning says, Tibbs is in the hot seat. Leon so far shows he ain't cutthroat. Worldwide West would have fired him. Yep. Miss Geraldine says, this is my first time. I enjoyed it. Was there from 6-8. Yes, my mom did the same thing. You know, we in South Carolina. She did the same thing. I'm thinking I might do it next time. I enjoy stuff like that. I might do it next time if I could get off from work. If I could get off from work, man, and you know, I would really like to do it. Joe Madden is in the building. What's good? 19 comment. NYC 84 comment is in the building. I was like, yo, you have toothpaste in your face? Nah, man, I ain't got toothpaste in there. I got this some kind of beard stuff to stop your joint from breaking. It's like, you know what I'm saying, to make your man look official. Whatever it is, back in the day, it used to be like Brill cream or something. That might be a little bit before y'all time. Yeah, anybody remember? No. Bo Ismail! And Danny Peralta comes straight to the door, but like, Tibbs is horrible. Wapo! Not sometime. Not sometime. Not occasionally. But Wapo all the time. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The Knicks need answers, man. This whole thing about the team need to do better. The energy wasn't, man. I don't want to hear that, no, man. No. This is a clear example of a lack of talent, a lack of strategy. This has nothing to do with the lack of energy. This has everything to do with we're at the end of the road with this group of guys. Worldwide L is in the building. What's good, Worldwide L? What's good? David, what's good, my man? David says, yo, gotta explain KD and the ham sandwiches to me. We had spam sandwiches last night. Bruh. David, listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be honest with you. And this is me being completely honest as an outside observer pointing out flaws with where we are. And this is me to David. David, since you said that, let me put your David. The front office has no idea how to build a championship team. Mr. David, Tom Thibodeau has what appears to be a struggling defensive strategy. And I know that's obvious, right? That's obvious, right? And this roster is not made up of players that can move the needle towards a championship contender. We just don't have it. And even though I love Quickly, and I love Randall, and I love RJ, and I love Cam, these are not championship level players, period. And I love them guys. But right now, they are not championship level players. And the only thing this front office should be thinking about is a championship. If you are thinking about anything other than winning championships, you are in the wrong business. And I understand building towards a championship is a step-by-step process, right? But I think this front office is focused on the steps and not the championship, right? This organization doesn't have championship level thinking as the agenda. Wacko in Brooklyn, thank you for the generous contribution. Wacko says our players aren't smart enough to play read and react. And I will tell you this. I think we need to get out of read and react. Get out of read and react and play tempo offense, high pick and roll being the key. Building blocks. My man says championship level. Those guys you named aren't even second round level players except for Brunson. Bruh, when I'm telling building blocks, exactly. Is that Uncle Freezy's fault, though, for pointing it out? Or is it the front office's fault for not getting championship level players in here? Think about what I'm asking you, building blocks. Is it Uncle Freezy's fault for pointing out that Tibbs may not be right now may not be a championship level coach? Is it Uncle Freezy's fault for pointing out that this roster doesn't have championship caliber players? Is it Uncle Freezy's fault for saying that the front office doesn't have enough forethought to understand enough prospectus about a championship level team, that they won't bring in the championship level players? Is it my fault for pointing that out, or is their fault for not doing it? That's why when I Jay Singh is in the building. Joe Man says it's over. We're gonna beat Detroit and OKC and go 1-for-4 out west, and Tibbs is gonna be fired when they come. Yeah, that's what it looked like, man. And Building Block says, yeah, it's not jumping. Leon Rose is getting the pass. Right. Think about it. Sherwin, what's good, bro? Listen, I ain't even gonna lie to you. The deeper we get into this season, the more I feel like Sherwin has been saying some accurate stuff. The deeper we get into the season, the more I feel like, that dude Sherwin, he might be right. He might be right. And listen, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying it, but to a man, you got to admit when others listen. Other people can be smart too. You feel me? Other people can be smart too. Okay, thank you. Miss Mocha bought me a surprise. Thank you. All right. Miss Mocha surprised me with a couple of grilled cheese sandwiches. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Justin King is in the building. Justin King says it's definitely the fan base. You wanting to trade one, not wanting to trade one person. I would say this. A comment says Knicks homers have mad pull. It depends on the way you look at it. It depends. It depends on the way you look at it. Because you could be negative and lose and cry like a little baby. Like, because I get it. Like, there are some people that say, "Oh man, these Knicks homers this and these Knicks homers that." Meanwhile, you could be negative, sound like a little girl, sound like pansies. When people have their own opinion. Yeah, man. Wayne Peterson is in the building. No, Worldwide L says no. Chef, nah, man, we can't wave the white flag already, bro. You waving the white flag already? Sherwin says, yo, we are all smart. Many people just think with their heart and not just with their brain. I feel you, Sherwin. I feel you. That's why I said that. That's why I said that, bro. It's just because we have a point that we think is it, don't mean that our point may be the most correct or the most relevant. Right? Building Block says missing out on Spider is going to force Leon Rose to panic and overpay on the next disgruntled star that becomes available. That might be true, man. What I say to y'all is this: they're in year 3. We're in the same spot we were when he came in the door. This team looks marginally better than it did when it came in the door. The only decent player this team has brought in, this front office has brought in since they've been here, is Jalen Brunson, and he just got here. Man, we got a 9-month-old pit bull begging for grilled cheese. D'Angelo was in the building, man. What's good, y'all? D'Angelo says we need a complete overhaul. End of story. And he said it with all caps. So, that means business. I realize when y'all type in all caps, y'all mean business. Big Shiesty is in the building. I'm sorry, not Big Shiesty, but Big Herbs, Uncle Freezy. Reading is fundamental. Big Herb says, even the dog sad about the Knicks. Big Herbs, you're right. And reading is fundamental, by the way. Big Herbs in the building, man. It's good to see you. East Blue Drew's in the building says, is Udoka still looking for work? My Uncle Dolan hiring him. Boom. Bo Ismail says, yo, Keith was talking all that yesterday and we got washed. Yep. So Sandikin Maximon says, we need a 21st century coach. I think we need a 20-word. Okay. I'm just going to leave this here, man. I'm going to leave this here because this is the type of stuff that I like to talk about right here. Y'all bear with me on this. The Knicks need a 21st century approach to building a championship contender. The Knicks need a 21st century approach to building a championship contender. Right? It is what it is. Not just the coach, not just the roster, not just the front office, not just the performance team, right? Not just PR, not just the owner, everybody needs to embrace this new approach to building a championship contender. Right? I look at the Knicks and then I look at the championship contenders, and the Knicks look different from championship contenders. Right? Not with the players, but the player archetypes. Right? Who won the NBA Finals last year? It was the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors beat teams with a strategy called strength in numbers. Right? The Knicks employ a strategy called ham sandwiches and numbers. See, because the most important part of this equation with the Golden State Warriors, and I'm not saying the Golden State Warriors are who we should be like, but they are the current NBA champions. The most important part of a strategy called strength in numbers is the first word, strength. Not in numbers. The in numbers part is important, but not as important is strength. Right? Because the Knicks have numbers, but they for damn sure ain't strong. The Knicks have this thing called ham sandwiches and numbers. And yes, I'm including Jalen Brunson. And I know we love Jalen Brunson already because he's a Knick. I like Jalen Brunson. Right? But is Jalen Brunson a John Morant, Steph Curry? No. And if you realize that, now you understand where I'm going. Is RJ Barrett a difference maker? Right now, no, he is not a difference maker. RJ Barrett is not a difference maker. Is that his? Should he be ashamed of that? No, man, he's still a young player. Is Cam Reddish a difference maker? Well, that depends. Cam Reddish on a chance. Not right now. Is Julius Randle a difference maker? No. Julius Randle can't even lift this team to the next level. Julius Randle can't even. Hold on, let me Benny in here whining about something. Hold on, y'all. Benny smell food and he just go crazy. Whining pit bull. Is Mitchell Robinson a difference maker? Is Hartenstein a difference maker? No. And comment, and I agree with you. Right. And if you understand these things, the champions have a mantra called strength in numbers. The Knicks have a strategy called ham sandwiches and numbers. Right? And here is why I know this to be true. Because people tell me all the time, well, the Knicks have an arsenal of draft picks that they could trade for. Slow down. have you seen where those draft picks are projected to go? Real King is in the building. Real King says this team been garbage since 9/11. Yes. Yes. Sherwin says Dallas is in 6th place ahead of Minnesota, Golden State, Clippers, New Orleans. They can end up as a playing team. We own their pick if it falls out of the top 10. Yep. 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 But Sherwin, check this out, though. Our draft picks that we covet, people say that those draft picks are we have a war chest of draft picks. Slow down, Poppy. Have you seen where those draft picks are estimated to go? Those draft picks are not attractive. You feel me? You know what would be an attractive draft pick? An attractive draft pick is if we owned Orlando's first round pick this year. That's attractive. Right? If we owned Orlando's first round pick this year, that would be attractive. You feel me? If we owned Indiana's first round pick this year, that would be attractive. Those would be attractive, right? But we own Dallas's first round pick this year, right? Leon Rose is claiming that pick. Leon Rose didn't trade for that pick. Steve Mills traded for that Dallas pick. I'm just saying, we give a lot of people a lot of credit for some stuff, and when it comes time to blame stuff, we give people a pass. Leon Rose didn't trade for this Dallas pick. Leon Rose traded for those heavily protected. Those picks are protected better than POTUS. The picks that Leon Rose got are Secret Service picks. Those picks are so heavily protected. Yo, you remember the Charlotte pick? Remember he did the dumb trade back and got the stupid Charlotte heavily protected pick, and he wound up giving it to Atlanta for in a Cam Reddish thing? Come on, Leon Rose. Come on, Leon Rose. I understand that these people are smart. I understand that these people are powerful. I understand that these people are connected. I understand that it's tough trading commodities when these commodities have such a high asking price. But Leon Rose's job is to set the market. That's your job. Because you can't tell us that we have a ham sandwich at coach. You can't tell us that our roster is littered with ham sandwiches. And then the draft picks we have are also ham sandwiches. Joe Mann says, the Atlanta used the Charlotte pick for Murray. It had no value. No, they didn't just trade that pick for Murray. They didn't just trade it. They used it, but they didn't use it by itself. Think about it. We used that pick to get Cam. But they didn't use that pick alone They use that pick in combination with other picks. Yo, y'all, I be trying to stay on topic and y'all be making me laugh, man. Y'all chill out with the jokes, man. Y'all making me laugh up here. Syndicate Maximon, I'm trying to be serious. And yo. yo, that's hilarious. We should open a deli. Yes. And our specialty would be what? Ham sandwiches of all different varieties. You want a Black Forest ham sandwich? Andrew College in the building says Brunson looked bummed out. Yeah. Hunger for More says, I'm going to start up the fire management chats at the Garden. Something got to give. Yes, something has got to give, bro. Something's got to give. We have mediocre assets across the board. Is why teams won't trade with us. Is why we can't acquire anybody, because all of our assets across the board are vanilla ice cream. All of our assets across the board are ham sandwiches. Like say, for instance, the Donovan Mitchell trade. The reason why we don't have Donovan Mitchell is because if we took the approach, the only thing better than 2 ham sandwiches is 3 ham sandwiches. Instead of saying the only thing better than 2 ham sandwiches is a steak dinner. And David says, JB is that good ham, not the government. Yeah, not that piece ham. Yeah, man. Yo, let me do something right quick. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat, man. I'm interested in talking to you guys. I gotta roll out though at about 2:15. Got a doctor's appointment, man. We gotta make, and y'all know how that goes. So if y'all want to jump on and chop it up with me for the next 30 minutes or so, for the next 30 minutes, man, come on. Let's do our thing. John just says RJ is oval spot. Y'all be y'all bugging out. Yo, Corey Lee's in the building. What's good, boss?
What's up, bro? I apologize about last night, man.
No. I apologize about last night. I thought it was gonna be a coronation, and it turned out to be the opposite.
No, don't. Let's not go there. It's not a coronation. You right. We caught a bad one. We caught a bad one.
Yes, sir. Joe, what's good, boss?
What's happening, bro?
What's happening, Joe?
What's happening, bro? How you doing?
All right.
I'm confused, bro.
Don't be.
I'm confused. I think the Knicks are at a crossroads, but how long can you say a crossroads before you have to do something?
See, they're going to do something. My fear is they're not going to do the right thing. My fear is if a superstar trade doesn't materialize between now and the deadline, they might ship a pick or two out in desperate and make some sort of move that will regret. And that's where my fear is. Then you're going to lose out on a pick or two and a young player for a player that's not going to really move the needle. That's what my fear is, that he does get desperate, that there's pressure being put on. Because as I do feel like Leon Rose, he wanted to rebuild this thing. The ownership, man, there's a reason the Knicks haven't rebuilt in 20 years properly, because ownership keeps pushing it now. It has to be. It's only things that make sense. We've had, maybe 10 different GMs, 20 different head coaches over a 25-year span or something.
Right.
And then it's the same thing on repeat, but the owner's the only thing that stays the same. So I don't know what's happening. There has to be A mindset change has to happen with this organization to realize that they have to take that. And this is like with any human. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 2 steps forward, no matter what it is. And that's what they need to realize, that this team's not ready to win, that they have young players they need to develop. They have draft picks that they need to move to use to get up in drafts or for some other young talent to keep moving this thing forward, because this thing isn't ready to win. And I don't even know what superstar is going to come in now and help us win a championship. Nobody.
I doubt that.
Kevin Durant's not winning a chip on his own. LeBron's not doing it right now. Who's doing it on their own right now? It's all team. So no, we're not trading a bunch of picks for one dude to come in on this team to carry us to nothing, because nobody's going to carry us. Superstars aren't built like that anymore where they're carrying everybody. They're shying away from their soft. They need help. I'm not saying they're soft, but they need help. They need team. It's a team game. So, yeah, you need superstars to close the show, but you need a team around them. And I'd say Kevin Durant maybe look a little bit better now, but before they had a bad start. Bad coaching might be involved too, but he's never carried a team. Like, then you look at AD, like Joel Embiid. Like, what guys outside of Giannis? Giannis is the only guy that seems right now that's carried. The guy, them and Steph Curry, and they ain't moving anywhere.
Right.
So what are we doing? We gotta tear this thing down. Like, James Dolan needs to wake up and being like, all right, we need a reset. And even if it's a 1-year reset where you trade off some of these pieces like the vets, you look at the young guys and you look at this year's draft and then try and make a move next off season. But you gotta just take a step back for a second, because this team ain't going anywhere.
No, it is not going anywhere.
Right. I'm gonna stand in the opposite of both of you all, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm standing pat. And I understand last night was disgusting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I turned it off in the middle of the third quarter. I was very, very displeased. Nobody showed up. I was very displeased. You know what I'm saying? Do we need to add another player? Oh, yes, we do. Do we need to let Fournier go? Yes, we do, because we're paying him too much money and he's not adding nothing to the cup. You understand what I'm saying? But with all that said, I'm not jumping out the window yet. It's still game 11. You understand what I'm saying? And what you say, Freezer, we got 71 more games to go.
Yep.
Last night was disgusting.
Yep.
Because we were in a fight with somebody who we knew and who we thought we should have known, and we got beat up. We got mugged. We got robbed in our own city.
Yep.
By, you understand what I'm saying? And I'm beyond upset. You know what I'm saying? But jumping out the window, I'm not packing that parachute. You know what I'm saying? Because my land is too short, and by the time I pull a chute out, I'm gonna hit the ground.
Right.
You understand
my thing is, it's looked like they nearly quit.
Hold on, I'm not done, Joe. I'm not done, Joe.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah,
go ahead, You're fine. You're fine. You just caught a long pause. My point is that these players, our players, I don't know, something's going on outside the realm of what they should have known, but they're not coming into the gym prepared. And if it's a coaching change, maybe possible. But us losing our minds and like, hold up, don't hit the panic button. Back up, walk away from it for a second. Please. You know what I'm saying? As fans. You know what I'm saying? You know, I might be wrong and I can stand corrected. And then maybe I'm a fool and maybe I'm an optimistic fool. But just let's hold pat. You know what I'm saying? Because the man's still stirring the pot. And sometimes the gumbo ain't ready when it needs to be. Or when we think it should be.
Let it cook.
Exactly. Because we're going to catch some lumps. That roux ain't thin. That roux's not thin. You understand what I'm saying? It's not brown enough.
Right.
I'm sad. I'm sick. I was disgusted last night. I didn't want to talk to you. And you my man.
Right. Yeah, we trying to be, Boulevard was here, right?
Yeah, I know it. He my man. He was like, yo, come through. I was sick last night. But I had to get some perspective.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Rome was not built in a day, fans. People, my Nick Nation, universe, across the world. I'm gonna stay optimistic and I'm gonna fall back. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all can have at it. Joe Madden, go ahead, spit, B, because it's your time. But
All
that's
right,
my
so when we talk about building, like it's funny, I work in construction, and we talk about the building, right? It's when you're paying guys to be on a building, and yes, it takes time to build a building, but when you have guys for 3 years in the building, and the building, if anything, there's been more demo work than work being done, then guys get fired, and that's what's happening here. Nobody's getting fired, no one's being accountable because the work has been stalled. It's a stall. Guys are sitting drinking coffee and nothing's getting done. That's the terms what's being happened. We're out of stall, mate. We took a step back, and now we're out of stall. And what's going to happen? Nothing. So it's over the next couple
we
of
don't know
games.
that, Joe.
Huh?
You can't be so definitive. We don't know that. We're not in the room with Leon. We can just assume because over the past years we gotten to this point, and we got to this certain type of impasse, and nothing's happened. So we still cannot. You can't be definitive. That's the only thing I'm gonna interrupt you about, and I'm gonna stop there. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, all good. All good. No, I just feel like they've had opportunities to step back and build this thing the right way. When Rondo was having that great year, they made the mistake instead of moving him at the deadline and getting assets and rebuilding this thing and expediting this. Instead, they were like, we're going to make the
I agree
playoffs to
with
win
you.
now. And I agree with them. Like, okay, fine. If you're going to try and win now, win now. Rondo look good. I get he takes a step back, but you've these assets and you've had moves that you can make to help this team get better. You're selling us on a win now team. You're selling us on RJ Barrett as the future when we don't see nothing.
Right.
It's like you're basically, it's a stalemate. Nothing's being done. When I mean, it's like, I'm not saying to sitting around. Like, guys, obviously we have hardworking players in the gym, and we have these guys are trying to get better. But I think this team, this coaching staff, and this team has hit their ceiling. And if they keep trying to force it above their ceiling, they're gonna come back and haunt us, and it's gonna set us back where we're gonna have to rebuild this thing in a year or two instead of starting it now. It's insanity. When people repeat this, when you repeat the same thing over and over again, it's insanity. It's crazy. You got to make changes.
Right, Joe. I think I kind of agree with both y'all, and I don't really want to. I want to pick one side or the other. Y'all know with me. I tell people
I already know,
all the time. I just want to pick one side. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Leah saying that I kind of agree with, right? And then I'll double back and tell you why I kind of
because I want no disrespect, Freeze, because this is your show, but I want D'Angelo to go because I already know what's coming.
But Lee, you're right. This is my joint, and I'm the number one chief rocker. I'm the moderator. I'm gonna tell people who go, right? But
I apologize.
Listen to me though. What you're saying makes sense, right? What you're saying makes sense. But what I think you are not acknowledging is this front office made some terrible mistakes, right? You acknowledge the mistake, but not who made the mistake. Like for instance, you said that Evan Fournier has to go, right?
Yes.
Who signed Evan Fournier?
Of course, Leon Rose.
This front office, right? Kemba Walker had to go, right?
Correct.
Who signed Kemba Walker?
This front office.
Right. You know what? They cut Elfrid Payton. They're like, nah, Elfrid Payton, you are not our point guard. We're gonna go out on the open market and get a point guard, right? And they went out on the open market, and guess what? They couldn't get a point guard better than Austin Rivers. And guess what they had to do with Elfrid Payton? They had to beg him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They begged him to come back, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And so the thing is with this front office, of course we want to give them the chance to do something, right? But at the same time, we want to let some of this stuff cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't tell a Knicks fan that's been watching the whole time to give this front office carte blanche or give them a pass when we saw them make mistakes and then scurry back and correct them. They signed Alec Burks, right? They brought him in, and then they realized Burks wasn't the thing. They traded him. They brought in Nerlens Noel because Mitch kept getting hurt, right? They realized the dude that they brought in to back up the dude that's always hurt is more hurt than the dude that they brought in to replace the dude that's hurt, right? And I mean, and they could have signed Mitch. This is to me, this is the death knell, the death knell. You know that bell when you at the funeral, that bell they rang.
Come on, send it then. Send it, bro.
Yeah. This is it right here. They had the opportunity to sign Mitchell Robinson to an extension, 3 years, $18 million, 2 years ago, right? And they dragged it all the way out, and then they had it. Mitch was walking out the door, and they had to give him 4 years, $60 million for the same production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they make mistakes all the time, and we see the mistakes that they make, right? And so while you say, let this thing cook, let it play out, give them an opportunity, you don't know what's going on in the front office. I agree with you on all that stuff. But if we do that, we have to acknowledge that this front office has been making mistakes all along the way. Right?
Agreed.
Right.
That's agreed.
Right. And then so the thing is, when are we gonna start holding them accountable? Like for instance, if you say let it cook, I'm gonna say let it cook, but they better know we watching them. You make one more mistake, you gone. Right? This is the same like Joe said, this is the same organization that when they drafted Obi, which was a mistake. And then Randall, and not that Obi's a bad player, but you don't draft a guy in the draft to replace your best player, right? You don't draft Vince Carter to replace Michael Jordan. You go get you a Scottie Pippen or Horace Grant, somebody to help Michael Jordan.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Right. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing too. The ultimate thing is, like when Joe said the Knicks could have traded Randall when his value was at an all-time high.
I agree with that.
To let Obi play. That was a compounding of a mistake that the front office made.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And I'm not saying they should have, but the opportunity was there. The opportunity was there. How y'all feel about Tom Thibodeau? Y'all feel like Tom Thibodeau is a championship level coach? Some people are frustrated with him. That's another thing that people could say is a mistake. Do we now just moving on to the thing with Joe, because I want to move out of the way because I'm on limited time. And y'all pardon me for talking fast, right? But here's the thing. If you tear it down to the studs to rebuild going forward, what if you actually lost? This team won 37 games last year, and it appears, and we don't know this for sure, but it appears that this team is not going to win 50 games this year or make the conference finals this year, right? So instead of being stuck in purgatory and then addressing this thing in 3 years, why not start today, like what Joe said? So I agree with both of you. Lee, what you said, man, I agree with you, bro. The last thing you want to do when so many assets in the future is on the line is be knee-jerk. You don't want to be knee-jerk, right? At the same time, you have to consider the track record of this front. D'Angelo, what's good, bro?
What's going on, brother? Listen, I feel this, obviously. We all know this is a major problem. The powers that be hired, you know how you have a plumber and the plumber's helper? Yep. It's the same thing we have now. We have the plumber's helper running a major franchise like this. Right. Okay?
Right.
They have made mistake after mistake after mistake. They are too afraid to make big moves, holding on to all the capital we have. They say, well, we're smarter than everybody else.
I disagree.
Hold on. Let him finish, though.
What I'm saying is this. The Pipple has now come to a head right now. After last night, and it's only going to get worse. We're going to probably have wins that you're going to say, we're back on track. And we have a loss like last night. It's going to keep happening. It's going to progressively get worse. I predicted that they were going to lose last night. I didn't think they were going to be embarrassed like last night. But it's just going to get worse. The players we got no fire in them. They got hit in the mouth, kicked in the gazongas. They got kicked. They didn't get back up. And then they shake hands at the end of the game like they all do. And I would have been hiding under a towel, a Steph Curry towel, and getting out of the building.
I feel they quit last night. It kind of looked like.
Hold on.
It looked horrible. Yeah, I'm almost done. You know I'm quick and short. But the bottom line is this has to change, and it has to change in the beginning of the season. We cannot wait 20, 30, 40 games in, and then we get the same old result. I think we're a worse team than last season. Okay.
Watch your mouth.
Oh, D'Angelo.
I think that. I just believe that. Call me crazy like everybody else does in the chat. Whatever. I just don't think we're as good. I'm telling you, just because Brunson didn't have a good game last night, but he's allowed one.
Nobody had a good game. Nobody.
He's been kind of the rock. He's been kind of the rock.
Because now we starting to aim. We starting to aim.
I'm not aiming at it. The whole team stinks. They suck. That was a team performance last night where we got embarrassed with the crosstown rivalry here, and we got kicked in the face again. And
that's why we're more. And that's why we're more upset. Right. And that's even why.
How we lost. If it was competitive,
no. It makes it bigger.
How bad was that loss last night, bro?
Because it's like the Yankees losing to the Mets in New York.
No, how did we lose last night? That was an awful performance. Yeah, they didn't even show up.
They didn't show up.
I agree.
If we lost by 2, I wouldn't be saying this right now. I would say, well, they got to do this, and that. We got embarrassed, bro. Embarrassed. That's disgusting performance. Come on, you can't tell me that. The only last thing I'm going to say, I'll be done. Was this telltale sign when we lost that game against Boston? If you looked in the background, Dolan, you see a little kink in the armor. He had his hands on his head towards the end of that game twice.
Right, twice.
And I want him to come out of the woodworks and start making changes because it has to happen.
No,
Lee, jump in here, Lee. Go ahead, bro.
Hell no. That's the last person I want. We don't, because see, that right there would be the knee-jerk reaction. Dolan jumping in.
I agree with Lee.
How long I got to wait till we see this trash on the court?
Hold on, bro. I'm sorry. And I apologize for interrupting you. That'd be the last thing. That would be the last thing we freaking need. You understand what I'm saying? Because with that said right there, then we just might as well just dump the whole team and dump the whole season, fire the coach, and we're going to just start looking left.
We have above average. We have mediocre players. We have mediocre players.
No, it's not about mediocre players. Our players haven't peaked. We have one who's peaked, and he's made it to his cap. I agree. Randall is a sometimey. When he wants to play, he'll play. And I say when he wants to play. When the game allows him to play. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. No, I'm not gonna call him selfish. He's a cat who wants the glory.
He's happy when he gets his points and he has a good game and he's boasting about the court over there. But when he has a bad performance, you can't find him. Okay? Accountability. And they were talking about that crap at the beginning of the season. Nobody's accountable for this.
The whole team.
They had it during their little press photo op over there. Accountability. Nobody's accountable.
All right.
I'm sorry, bro. That's it. That's the way I see it. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine.
No. It's cool. It's cool.
It don't matter. Y'all don't have to just say your opinion.
Dude, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Whether agreeing with you or not, because it's a variance of opinions. Right. Like I said, it's perspective.
I got you. I love the Knicks just as much as you do, like we all do.
I'm not questioning your love for the Knicks.
You know, I just want to see him win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand that. We're all about the same age to some degree. Maybe Joe Madden might be a few years younger than us. And so we've been up and down the ringer when it comes to the Knicks. You understand what I'm saying? And I remember Freezy saying something very poignant. I'm tired of getting kicked in the nuts with some Timberland boots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Freezy works his ass off for this show. For the
No, we're not questioning the show. We're talking about the Knicks.
No, I'm just talking in general. How much is enough where we get beaten up as fans to see that crap last night and go through the motions and be tormented.
Yo, hold on a second. Listen, hold on a second. Just like all great teams, not just saying we have a great team, but just even some great teams have a letdown game when you expect when you expect, when you
What was
when
the
listen,
Boston game?
hold on a
Not
second,
a
I'm not
letdown?
done, Joe. Excuse me, not Joe, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
When you expect them, this was supposed to be our Buster Douglas, and what happened? We got punched in the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got run amok.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. We went in too high, and we were not humble. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to the gym, we went to the pizza shop. Standing on
What
the corner at Pat's.
were we embarrassed on Saturday? This past Saturday.
Yo, it's
Again.
not about Saturday. We talking about last night.
I'm talking
That is
about
my
every game that we have lost against upper echelon teams here.
D'Angelo. Listen, let me tell you something. And I'm not trying to disrespect you, but you
I
sound like
don't care.
somebody.
I can take
You
it, bro.
sound like somebody who's you still worried about because he got scorned by an ex-girlfriend 10 years ago, and you keep bringing her up because she's the example of what you're dealing with now, and
I
that's
love your
wrong.
analogy, bro. No, man. No, that's not that, bro. It's not that.
But I'm saying though, you can't compare your new wife to your old wife
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. Because she don't cook like her. Hey, you're not gonna get the same brajol, all right, bro? How
Yeah.
about that?
My burning
Well, I
home
mean-
doesn't cook at all because if they wait for me to get home, or they'll sit there with forks and knives with a napkin in their neck and they won't eat. They'll starve until I get home, brother. You don't know
You know
that.
what I'm saying, baby? Though,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, let me bring in
Sure
Sally
thing.
and Dre. Sally, what's good, y'all? Hey man,
I'm
I
chilling.
got
What up to the
about 5
panel?
minutes before I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get, you know what I'm saying, go run this doctor's appointment, man, and do some other stuff during the day. But I'm gonna probably try to jump back on about 7 or 8. But Sally, man, Dre, what's good, man?
I'm chilling.
How y'all feel about last night? You know, we had about 12 hours since that
I,
debacle.
I,
How y'all feeling?
I feel relegated into thinking that the team just isn't that good. And there's blame to go all the way around, whether it's coaching or roster construction or team or players not fitting together.
Right.
It's not just one person's fault. It's not just one entity's fault. Even down from the front office, it's a lot. So like we'll have games where we're gonna probably come out and stomp the Detroit Pistons tomorrow
Yeah. You hope.
and then play a better team and then look bad because we're an average team. Like that's what it is. It's just our average has like a wide scape of how bad and how good it can look. But if we all average it out, it's just an average team if you put it
Okay.
all together. So
Okay.
it's not like it's not the end of the earth, but we have to actually pick a direction and just stick to it because this mediocrity isn't isn't fair to the fans at least.
Okay.
And I posted a tweet that you might want to look at, Freezy.
Okay. Let me Sally, how you doing, man?
Hey, Freezy. I'm all right. How are you?
Man, I'm frustrated
Yeah.
with where we are as a team. I'm looking at the Detroit Pistons roster right now, and I'm looking at multiple first round picks that are super young and that just need time. I'm looking at Cade Cunningham. I'm looking at Jaden Ivey. I'm looking at Jalen Duran. I'm just looking at and at the same time, which is weird, right? I'm looking at Nerlens Noel, right? And I'm looking for the other Knicks that we traded away. I'm looking for Alec Burks. I don't see his name. I'm looking for Kemba Walker. I don't see his name. And what that tells me, and just real quick, what that tells me is that even on a bad lottery team, dudes that got significant minutes for this team can't even play for a bad lottery team. Where's Kemba Walker? Where's Alec Burks? Where's Nerlens Noel? And they played significant minutes for us last year. And we are saying that this front office is doing a good job. When those guys that we signed to reasonable deals in the NBA can't even get run on a lottery team that has only won 3 games.
Pacers are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was everybody's
Hey.
last seed of the East.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the supposedly tanking teams are winning games. That's why I think it's kind of the perfect time for the Knicks to kind of tear it down.
Knicks have a
It might be the perfect time, but by January, teams are gonna go full on tank mode.
Full on tank mode. Yep.
I even
There you go. Thank you.
September maybe after Thanksgiving. I think if teams start losing some games like that they're not meant to be losing, they're going to rip it down.
Yeah. And then FYI, Ben Mathurin is averaging 20 points a game off their bench.
he's a baller.
Now, see, that was listen. Now, listen. The only I'm going back and using my third eye. That was the person. That was the person that I was really willing to jump out the window to go get. That was the person.
Ivy's
You
doing
understand what I'm
good
saying?
too.
We would have had a
Versus
chance at
the Jaden Ivey thing. But seeing be that it is what it may, you understand what I'm saying? And we can't control what didn't happen or should have happened. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas are out the window now. All we have to do is deal with what we're dealing with now.
You know what's in the window now?
What? Please explain to me, Sully.
Y'all are window shopping in the NBA, looking at your past. Now you got to look at your future, and there's not a future. Right. And that's what you got to get. You got to find that player that you can put the flag on and say that's my future.
We focused in on the here and now way too often with this front office. Yeah. Like the direct future instead of just focusing on looking at it in 3 to 4 year intervals instead of the immediate future, which is why we make these short-sighted, apparently team-friendly deals with like vets that don't really have a place on other teams.
Right.
Because Tibbs will squeeze every little bit of talent up out of them to just make us a fringe playoff team. But that's where's that taking you exactly? Not somewhere as a sustainable winner. No.
God, doggy, y'all make me so man. I gotta run, but dad, y'all gonna bring up this conversation when I gotta go. Where was this conversation at yesterday? Man, oh,
hey, you can start it back up at 7.
I needed perspective.
Lee is stirring up the pot, and yo, this is the type of stuff I be wanting to talk about every day. Lee, God, dog it. Hey, but listen,
I'll be back, man.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll be back.
Okay. I got some stuff I want to do. I gotta read the super chat real quick before I get out of here. Ronnie Atkins, thank you for the generous contribution. Ronnie Atkins says, time to blow this thing up. While we can terminate the coach, the GM, move the vets, replace the scouts, and utilize draft picks properly. What I'm gonna say to everybody is listen, I'm gonna be back. I gotta go do this thing. I'll probably be gone about 4 or 5 hours. I'm gonna try to jump on about 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that, and we'll probably rock deep into the night. So if y'all like this conversation here, definitely come back later on. We're gonna try to pick it up.
Please, sir, build your questions because I'm ready to answer whatever you got for me.
Yo, and we got to get Bully too. We got to get Bully to jump up here.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get him tonight. I'm gonna get on the line.
Okay.
Him.
Hey, thank y'all for coming through, man. Hanging out with us for this short Knicks Morning Drive, man. Sorry, couldn't be longer. Got some stuff that I got to do. Had to work this morning so I could do this stuff this afternoon. But I'll see y'all in about 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, man.
See you,
All right, y'all.